We'll see if Sterling Marlin is able to get a good jump as they come down for the green flag.
You ready? 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 Green flag. Green, 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 green.
Oh, and Sterling Marlin's going to get hung behind the 66. Huge break for Jeff Gordon.
And again, that's what he had to do. He had to clear that last car to get the distance. If he started racing with him through 1 and 2, those guys would have been all over him on the backstretch.
Wally, driver protocol. How long does Todd Bodine stay between the front two into the closing laps of this race?
If Jeff starts pulling away from me the next 2 or 3 laps, you got to let these guys race. And Todd knows he can't win this race, but he's got to stay close enough down and hope that there is a yellow. But if another 2 or 3 laps, if Sterling's barking on my back door, I got to let him go.
Ricky Craven cleared the lap car of Bobby Hamilton that had gotten in front of him on the restart, so the third place car is now in contact with the man he's racing for position, Sterling Marlin. Somebody just had a little puff of smoke going into turn 1.
Yeah, I saw that.
Views at the Brickyard, courtesy of the United States Army, an army of one. There are 212 ways to be a soldier. Find out more at GoArmy.com.
Right now, too, Jeff's in clean air, so he's putting his car where he wants. No other cars are affecting the way his car is handling. That's the place you want to be. Sterling, when he gets close to that 66 car, he may be tight, and that's going to hurt him.
There's Todd Bodine.
And that's the right thing to do, Todd. That was the right thing to do. These guys are racing for the win. Let them go.
If Jeff Gordon should go on to win this race, he will have started deeper in the field than anyone has ever done and won at Indianapolis. He started 27th today. The farthest back before was Dale Jarrett in 1996, who started in 24th position. So much for the importance of qualifying. There you go. Best come from behind win.
Rusty Wallace trying to get on the inside of Johnny Benson back there for 4th position.
Both these cars just took 2 tires on the lap 132 stop. Johnny Benson in his first Brickyard 400 back in 1996 led 70 laps. That was in his rookie season. Wound up finishing 8th that day. Best finish of the season so far for Benson. 3rd place run at Texas Motor Speedway back in the spring.
See, Ward Burton trying to get on the inside of Steve Park. Looked like he was going to make that. And Ricky Craven, we see, is closed up right on the back bumper. There we see that battle between Dale Jarrett, Ward Burton, Steve Park, and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And Dale Jarrett can't afford, championship-wise, to let any of these guys get by him. He's already losing positions and points to Jeff Gordon in the wash on the day. If Gordon wins the race, he can't afford to lose any more ground. If he can help it. I mean, there are still a lot of races to go in the season. But it's not going to help his cause to lose any more points today.
Looking low. Inside 22.
He may lose 2 or 3 here.
Yeah, he just might. Because Steve Park's going to follow. And there's not going to be a gap to get in, I don't think.
Now the 8 car will dive down underneath, follow the 1 car. And there's nothing he can do. The car's not going to turn up there.
Clear, all clear, all clear.
He had to roll out of the throttle.
So he lost 3 positions that lap. Up front, there's the interval. Jeff Gordon to Sterling Marlin and Ricky Craven.
Okay, here we go. coming out of turn 2, hard on the gas all the way down. You got a long straightaway. And what you want to do, go ahead, Jenny.
Let's look at this telemetry and see what kind of miles per hour, what kind of RPM Sterling is turning. Around 190 miles per hour, about 8,800 RPMs. I did not hear the car hit a rev limiter. If they did, he probably would hit a different switch, go to a different ignition system to eliminate a rev limiter. Down the front stretch.
Benny talking about a rev limiter is they don't want to turn these engines over a certain RPM, so they put in a chip in the ignition box which cuts the engine out at, say, 9,000 RPMs.
But they also have a backup ignition switch. They can turn that primary off, turn on the second. It has no limiter. They can turn it any RPMs that it will turn down the straightaway. And Sterling Marlin right now is closing in on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon, just 2/3 of a second behind him.
Yellow dot on the racetrack map showing you where on the speedway he is. I would think by this point in the race with 12 to go, I'd have flipped to that ignition box with no limiter on it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he already did.
Yeah, he already did. That's why we're not hearing the limiter. Last time by, Jeff Gordon was 2/3 of a second in front of Sterling Marlin. This time, he's about 4/5 of a second. So Jeff Gordon that lap was faster than Sterling Marlin.
There's the real-time interval between the two.
Let's see where Sterling Marlin is losing distance. There he lost 2/10. Now he's back to about the same. Well, Sterling really got off turn 2 well that time.
Closed in a little bit. And at a place like this, a racetrack with relatively little banking, it's all about gaining ground in increments, in feet. You're not going to get it in big bunches.
Yeah, and you can very easily overdrive this racetrack. And when you overdrive, you know, especially when you're following 24 cars, say, you know what, I'm going to go in a little bit deeper. And by going in a little bit deeper, that's going to make the car push. And then you lose 3/10 on them.
10 laps to go. Jeff Gordon seeking a third win in the Brickyard 400.
The 22 car, Ward Burton, the fastest car of the top 10 the last time. Second fastest, Steve Park, and third, Johnny Benson. But the winner, if this stays green the rest of the way, the winner will be decided between these two cars. If Sterling doesn't run out of fuel, I don't think he should. Johnny Benson making a move on the inside of Ricky Craven for third. Oh, he's still trying to get alongside.
And here's what I talked about. You got to take away the 32's racing line. You got to be aggressive right now and take away his racetrack.
Oh, that was close.
Yep.
Benson with the inside line this time. Should get him into turn 1. Marty Snyder has more on Ricky Craven.
And guys, no matter what, this will be a great run for Ricky Craven. Their second top 5 of the season, their fourth top 10 of the season. They finished 10th at Pocono last week, and they tested a brand new car here that they really liked, but instead they decided to bring that car they ran at Pocono that finished 10th because it ran so well here in the lane. I think in 4th, 5th, wherever Craven finishes, they're very happy down here in the Tide Pit.
He's just lost 4th to Rusty Wallace, rather. That puts him back in 5th. And it's Kurt Busch behind him now to try and challenge for that spot. And Ward Burton.
And there comes Steve Park, that yellow #1 car. Kurt Busch off the corner. He's making a move on Craven. Looks like he's going to get position.
They're all lined up. And that's, you know, that's the thing. Kurt, whoa, here comes the 22 car. Decided that he was going to give it a shot.
Ward Burton. Inside Kurt Busch. This is going on back for 6th position. Up front is Sterling Marlin making any kind of headway on Jeff Gordon.
Not much. It's about the same it was when we left you just a few moments ago. And there they are, 3 wide. Kurt Busch alongside the Ricky Craven car, but he's about to lose that spot to 22, and Busch just drove her down in turn 3.
Oh, and here comes Steve Park.
Clear all around.
To be so young and so brave.
Still clear, nice and smooth. Good job, man. Good job, partner.
Kurt Busch turned 23 years old yesterday.
He's run a good race all day long. He's been smart, he's been clean, he's been patient. He's going to have a good finish out of this car.
Started 34th, he's running 5th. Outstanding try in his first Brickyard 400.
I've been really impressed with the way he has driven that car in on the outside of Ward Burton.
No one has been better than Jeff Gordon at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway since the NASCAR Winston Cup Series started running here in 1994.
Once again, checking out our interval, and you'll see it hasn't changed that much. He goes back from 7/10, there it is, to 3/4 of a second. It's like when Sterling's car gets to a certain point that it stops gaining.
I think he's getting into that tightness we talked about. That aero push is hurting his car. It's frustrating for Sterling because he wants to drive this car harder, but he can't, because the harder you drive right now, the worse it's going to make it. You got to be very smooth and precise.
Fuel out of the equation for Sterling. We're pretty positive he can make it the rest of the way.
If they build it.
I mean, they've had a couple of cautions. They've had caution flag laps, which, you know, you feel that you figure you can run 2 caution flag laps equals 1 green flag lap. So I don't see any reason why he would not make it. But all of a sudden now Sterling Marlin is losing some time to Jeff Gordon.
Marty Snyder has more on Sterling Marlin.
Fuel is not a concern for Sterling Marlin, but what is a concern is exactly what Wally was talking about, overdriving. On the radio, Tony Glover saying drive with a big heart, but don't overdrive it, buddy. You can't do that. Just sit right there in second. Try to drive the best you can, but hit your marks. Don't overdrive the racetrack.
5 laps to go. Jeff Gordon, the 1994 and 98 winner of this race, grew up in Pittsboro, Indiana, about 20 miles from here as the crow flies. Considers this his home track. Thought his career, which began from go-karts, quarter midgets and the like, into the USAC open wheel circuit, so prevalent in the central part of the country, thought his career would take him to Indy cars in the Indianapolis 500. But a fateful turn of events led him to driving the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Rick Hendricks snagging onto the young man. He's been nothing short of sensational since.
Robbie Lewis watching the car make one more lap down the straightaway.
Somebody needs to wake Robbie up. I think he's almost sleeping.
But you know that inside Robbie Lewis is just one bundle of nerves. This would be his first victory as crew chief for Jeff Gordon in the Brickyard 400.
You know what? Let's go to pit road, Matt.
Alan, watching Robbie Loomis sit here quietly on top of the pit box. His RPMs, as far as chewing his gum, has gone up about 150 to 200 RPMs. But I'll tell you what he told me on Friday. When he walks through the gates here at Indy, it's like his first week ever on the job as a Winston Cup crew member. He said he could not imagine what it would be like to win here. It's been his dream. He doesn't have too many more laps to wait to find out if that dream will reach reality.
And I'll tell you what, folks, I mean, I'm sorry, but when this race started 25 laps into the race, I'd have bet the farm that Jeff Gordon was not going to win today because his car looked pathetic.
I cannot agree with you on that one, Benny. These guys are the best at getting their car tuned in through the race. Now, I mean, they're better than anybody at it. It shows. They just keep dialing and dialing and dialing.
Again, they are very good. I just thought they had too far to go for him to be in victory lane. It looks like with 3 laps to go, he's going to make it.
Dave Burns.
Alan, isn't this the same way that Jeff Gordon looked in Pocono? When he was in traffic late in the race, his car never did anything. But when he was in clean air, he ran great. He dominated the race, and we thought he'd win Pocono.
Oh, boy, he's coming close to that wall.
Hey, I tell you what, Jeff Gordon, it looks to me like he's giving everything he's got right now. He is using this entire racetrack. To me, that's a signal he's giving 100% to bring this baby home.
First time Jeff Gordon led in this race was past halfway, lap 109. During a series of green flag pit stops, he was out front for 3 laps before he made his stop. But he came to the fore at lap 136. And Robbie Loomis made the call for just 2 tires on what was their final pit stop of the race. Got Gordon out in front in that clean air, and he's never looked back.
And look at the fans when he goes by, all these Indiana fans waving him on.
Up to a full second. The advantage over Sterling Marlin for Jeff Gordon.
Look at those fans. Attaboy, Jeff, they're saying. You're one of our own.
It'll be the white flag as Gordon comes off of turn 4 and down the front straightaway.
Once again, going right up against that outside retaining wall.
Final lap of the Brickyard 400 is underway. Jeff Gordon out in front of Sterling Marlin by 1 second. He celebrated his 30th birthday here yesterday with family and friends around him. Celebrated with a rather subpar qualifying run that put him back 27th on the starting grid. The car not very good in the opening part of the race. The crew kept working, got the strategy right, got the chassis right, and now Jeff Gordon is 1 corner away from a Brickyard 400 win. The last 3 straight years, the winner of this race has gone on to be the NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion. Jeff Gordon, the point leader, comes off the corner and becomes a 3-time winner of the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis.
Way to go, Jeff. Robbie, you whole guys, all of you. Wonderful job.
He's done it again. Jeff Gordon has done it again. A race that it looked like he didn't have a chance to win. And he winds up going to the winner's circle to hold the big trophy.
I'm amazed.
It's Gordon beating Sterling Marlin by 9/10 of a second, with Johnny Benson, Rusty Wallace, and Kurt Busch rounding out the top 5. And let's go hear from the winning crew chief.
And the celebration begins down here on pit road as Robbie Loomis wins the biggest race of your career, Robbie. You told me you dreamed of someday winning here. Does now reality match that dream?
Yeah, I tell you, it's really special. You know, we started so bad today, and this pit crew, the guys on this team, they just work, they work, they work. You know, we had a great engine today. Rick Hendrick supplies us with great stuff to work with. Put Jeff Gordon on top of it, let him fight all day long. You get a result like this. I mean, you get in the situation, you start a race as bad as we did today. You guys saw it, and, you know, it's really great to be sitting here. We got to count our blessings. I'd like to thank the good Lord because I was praying a lot there at the end, and really worked out well.
You told me your most special memory from here was when the King came out of retirement to take a few laps. Now that you've won here, can you describe what this win means to you?
You know, it's funny there. You know, I was trying to think of different things to keep my mind off at the end. 93, Richard came up here the first time, ran those laps around here. That was really special. I think they got the car in the museum, and Petty family's been great to me. Just very fortunate to be with this team. This team's the greatest race team, and that driver's unbelievable.
A special and emotional win for Robbie Loomis and the 24 team. Loomis prepared the car that Rick Hendrick won his 100th career win as a car owner at Michigan. This same car wins at Indy. Alan?
Thumbs up from Jeff Gordon on his 56th career NASCAR Winston Cup Series victory. Here are the top 10 finishers. In the 8th running of the Brickyard 400, we'll hear from the winner and the other top finishers when we come back on NBC. The winner's trophy for the Brickyard 400, inscribed with each victor's name. Jeff Gordon's on there twice already, and the blank panel awaiting the 3rd inscription after his victory today. But Jeff Gordon came around to the start-finish line trying to celebrate with the crowd and do a little burnout.
Jeff, you've got to hold your foot on the brake when you do it. That's how Harvick gets away with it, man.
I was listening to his radio channel. He came on the radio about here and said, I can't do it.
That might be the first time he has tried to do a burnout.
Oh, terrific. After the slow celebration lap around the speedway, drinking it in to the applause of the fans, Gordon is heading into victory lane now, and after taking the Brickyard 400, Chevy congratulates Jeff and the number 24 Monte Carlo team on a big win. Jeff will tell you the only thing that comes close to Monte Carlo's reputation on the track is its reputation on the street. Monte Carlo, more champions depend on Chevy. We'll be there. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Well, you know, Alan, I was just thinking, you mentioned how Jeff Gordon dreamed about winning here. I imagine he always dreamed about winning on a Sunday here as well, because that's when the Indianapolis 500 is usually scheduled. Well, now his first Sunday win, his third win in the Brickyard 400, and this, his 56th career victory. Very sweet win for the three-time Winston Cup champion. A great lap here, a wave to the fans. Now he will climb out and celebrate as the winner of the Brickyard 400 in 2001. And you'll be able to hear the appreciation from the hometown Indianapolis fans. Jeff Gordon in victory lane at Indianapolis. His wife, Brooke, car owner Rick Hendrick. And a worn-out Jeff Gordon. How's it feel to be 30?
Woo! Oh, I think I got a few new gray hairs after today. Wow, what an incredible day. I never dreamed it. You know, at the beginning we were way off. I think most of it's just being in traffic more so than the car being off. And, you know, here lately we hadn't had too many pit strategy things go for us, but today that was the key. You know, we had one caution follower way early, and then it was whether we took two or gas and go there at the end, and we took two, and it was absolutely the perfect thing to do. Car drove great once I got out front.
Who made that decision, Jeff?
Well, you know, Robbie makes all the calls. I mean, he, you know, talks to other guys on the team. He knows what's going on. He talks to me. We make it together. And, you know, we were between no tires and two tires, and I mean, I thought that we needed two, you know, and we needed some tires. If it was just one, you know, we needed it. But I just want to thank God. This has just been such an amazing week for me. You know, this is the best way to celebrate my birthday, and I just thank him for everything. But I want to thank DuPont Automotive Fishes and DuPont, all the corporate business that are involved with this team. Pepsi, Fritos, Tropicana, Chevrolet, Quaker State, GMAC. It's just been a phenomenal day. This is absolutely amazing.
Hey, yesterday you told us you don't race for records, you race for wins. What are you going after? Oh,
I got to get my Foster Grants out here. It's a little bright out here.
You told us you don't race for records, you race for wins, but you're the first three-time winner of the Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, your track.
Thank you, Bill. It feels unbelievable. I mean, to have all these people still here cheering us on, I got choked up in the car. You know, it feels amazing. I love Indianapolis. I love the state of Indiana. It's been so good to me. And I want to say hi to all the folks out in Pittsburgh. I know they're excited and going to be celebrating tonight, but, you know, I don't know. Sometimes things just work in your favor, you know, and certainly today all the right things did. I didn't think we had the car to do it, but Robbie Loomis, Brian Watch, all the guys in this DuPont Chevrolet team, they did a phenomenal job today.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And, you know, I don't race for statistics. I race to win, and if we win, then the statistics will come after that, and that's what happened today, 3 Brickyard 400. Woo!
Absolutely. Jeff Gordon is back home in victory lane. Alan.
Fourth win of the season for Jeff Gordon. Log on to NASCAR.com and play the AutoTrader.com Move of the Race Sweepstakes game for your chance to win a $25,000 shopping spree on AutoTrader.com and other great prizes. Fans starting to file out after the 8th Brickyard 400. Here are the final results. Johnny Benson, outstanding effort with his best ever Indianapolis finish. Dale Jarrett wound up 12th, losing ground to Jeff Gordon in the championship. And you will see Ricky Rudd way down the list in 39th spot after the early problems that cost him laps behind the wall for repairs. Let's hear